Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the CPU booking slash me kind of helping a little bit. And this is the last quarter of year 2021 within this game. That's where it like default starts and everything else. So, if you want any more information within the game, you can watch the previous three videos of this game, as this is quarter number 4 of year 1. Last episode we kind of fixed the backstage morale a little bit. It's not a full 100, but it's getting there, with removing some of the basically negative present effects of the backstage morale, and now we're starting to get a positive morale of these wrestlers wrestling and everything with that. Well, kind of off camera, and hopefully this helps. But I've added a few storylines to begin with. I didn't go through like the full roster and be like, okay, everyone has to be in a storyline. I just picked um the most recent was like kind of me pushing with Anthony and Max. So I put them in a storyline. Hopefully that the booker, and everything kind of um takes these in consideration as active storylines and books them properly. We will kind of see within this first event in October. But then I have Hannah Wong and Leslie O'Brien, kind of like I did last episode, or towards the end with that whole Hannah was facing Celia Jackson. She ended up not being successful in gaining the title, and then Leslie came out and attacked her after the match or stared her down. I think it was a stare down, but overall, sometimes you end up, storyline wise or whatnot, you attack the opponent because it's like, hey, you lost, I'm gonna beat you up, so to speak. So then did that, but I also kind of looked at like star power and stuff like that within these last two storylines, with Jonathan and Edward being the tag team champions. He's also the heavyweight championship for Jonathan. But when you look at the notes that we figured out last episode, Jonathan, he works excellent. I forgot the pretty bad chemistry as opponents because I added him and someone else, but they're heels right now, and that's like kind of the only set of heels that they have for a pair. But excellent chemistry as a team. Edward Russell and Jonathan, we hired them informally through, finding them as we were looking through roster spots. We could add a few more women or whatnot, but I think we are good. We added MEE last episode, so I think we're sitting pretty well. It's just now getting to the point where we're trying to fill to that 100 seats. We got as far as 82. That was the end of it. So this kind of, and he's got a decent amount of momentum right now. So that's good to hear. But overall, we also have momentum coming into our shows. Every show's been a 40%, which is the max of what we can do with the production and everything else. So that is what I'm striving for right now, and just trying to get the 100 seats in. We have travel expenses. We also have catering to kind of help with backstage morale. For right now, we're at a 79. So Arabella Baxter brings in 10, Max brings in 8, and Tegan brings in 5. And then Andres, Austin, and Byron are adding good positive with their presence within the backstage of their role, and then added catering and added money for on saving money on travel for the workers. We could do lightly subsidized $300 per worker for medical expenses. Why don't we do that? Lightly subsidized. We're not doing all expenses on everything. We haven't even made a profit, and that's kind of the goal of this game, is starting with this default world and kind of getting until we make profit. And once we make profit, that's kind of the finale of overall. And I don't think it will be anytime soon. So like, don't worry if you do plan on watching these videos. There will be quite a bit of them. And now it increased to 84 with lately medical expenses. So we will do that to help them out. This is the max amount of wrestlers that I'm going to do, the max amount of backstage. One referee, we only need one ref. And so we have 10 faces, 10 heels. But I would add up to 4 more wrestlers, like kind of a tag team, if I can find 2 people that work well in the women's division. And then that's kind of about it, to be honest. Otherwise, they can be their own singles and work their way up, get those momentum going and stuff like that, and just kind of the advertising and everything, because we're just past 2 for North America. So we will do 7 days, see if we get any emails. So I kind of was going to do a year episode, like 1 year is equal to 1 episode, but then after doing the kind of first episode and stuff, it was like over an hour. So I didn't want to do that to people, and just have them sit for like 3 hours, for 2 to 3 hours for 1 episode, because you got all the emails in between. Like right now we have an email and he wants to work with Edward Russell. As of right now, we're going to reject it. That doesn't mean you won't, but you're kind of in a storyline with Max Crosby right now. So we're going to put 3 days. So it's not like I don't like it, and I know you want to work with people, but I'm just, with your storyline with Max Grassi that you're just about to start, I don't want to ruin that right now. So we are going to autobook. So we are not making it that long of a match, and we're going to change some things. Make it a 20-minute match. Edit. Gonna remove him and put Dylan in, because that's what that is. Agent Austin, he's got 99 skill, almost at 100. Save. So we're putting the trios. Ooh. But no, we're not doing that. So they have the angle for that. Okay. I'll make it 15 minutes max. I know I need more time. But right now, he's got momentum right now. So we are going to, we're going to add a story beat. Not an attack, but make it 2, and talking. Wilson, he's going to be talking about Max. Make that 5. 6 minutes. Then we're gonna have a entrance. Grassy. It's gonna take 2 minutes, and then he's gonna be cutting a promo on Anthony Wilson. He's got momentum too. Okay, so that's good. So he's gonna be 10, 12, 18, 20. Perfect. So that's going to be the start. Bryce Boyer. Bryce Boyer. He's a face. We're in 2. 2 minutes for that. And we're just gonna cut a promo on Luis, because that's who there's that. So they're just cutting a promo together. Okay. Almost makes me want to do it 10 minutes. And then we have a lot. Then Tegan is left. Okay. We'll add a match of E and Tegan. Oh, they have a whole bunch. Nation, I Quit match, Ironman match, and I'm on the pole, a ladder match. No disqualifications. War games. Might get a no disqualification match. Purpose. 3. Wrestling skills 76. 30. Save match. We'll be in the middle. We are not, let's say 15 minutes max for that. We're going to make that 15. That's going to stay the same. We need 9 more minutes. So okay, Sun is the trio champion. That makes no sense whatsoever. I know this is kind of taking a little bit. I'm sorry about this, and I would be smooth going into the show already, but I wish I could just like vacate the title. I believe I can, but I just cause it'd be like makes sense like if you see like a face and face, heel. But this they have face and a heel that is the trio champion. Cause like Luis, Iker, and Hassan would make sense, and then if they had, like Dylan and stuff like that, but Tegan's already. What is she? She's at 50 star power. We're gonna try and find one last female. It's kind of because she's already used in a storyline right now. She's an announcer. Yeah. So we will go to workers. Go to filters, wrestler. No, add a filter. Female, add a filter. Sort by. I don't think you can sort with that, so we'll apply filters. Alphabetical, no, not agent. Overall marketability. So, she's on a written contract, but she can 33, 36, ripped, strong style, wrestling skill 80, 75 star power. Should be her and Arabella. What's oh, she's traditional, 32 less than a year. Can't get. No. Already have her. We could begin negotiations with her. But she's kind of a face if she's an entertainer. Anger issues? No. It's bad chemistry. Does she have any chemistry? She does not. Oh, no, it's changed because of the written contract. Okay. Oh, so she still has a good reputation with me, but I could offer a contract, but I. Yeah, traditional. Do I want a power? She would be perfect. I want everybody to start at the low. She has 92 star power though. Upper mid card. That's where she'll start. But she wants power. So she tall. Yes, so a monster, basically. Heal upper mid card monster for 2 years. Wage matching, creative control, hiring veto, travel expenses. That'll be it. Yes. Okay. That's all we needed. So we're going to add a match. Arabella. Austin James. It's either that or make an angle. We'll add an angle. A video 10-minute or that. And then the match announcer will be there. We'll add that. There. We'll add that towards the middle. So it's 3 matches. There's some mixed beats. And it's setting up for next week's, or not next week's, but next month's stuff. But we will add a 15-minute match there. No disqualifications. Start the show. So we start off with they both gain 0.1 from it. Slightly better with a little bit more momentum. That is fine. 35% crowd reaction to that. 21% to Anthony, and then he talks about Max, and then when he made his 28, and then 35. So I guess overall rating 35% with that. Then we have Basile and Dylan are the new tag team champions. These guys are in a storyline. So Jonathan Robinson lost -2. Basile and Dylan had pretty bad chemistry as a team, which hurt the match slightly. Alright, that's good to know. But they are the tag team champs now, so can't really break them up. So star power of everybody. Austin James helped with everybody. Dylan's was worse than usual. The vocal crowd were in love. Reaction made it better. Stuff like that. So Edward and Jonathan, they're good. Dylan and Basile are bad. So 40% crowd reaction, 1.5 stars, 60% match quality, and then 50% final score. So then we got Hannah Wong and Leslie O'Brien. They were cutting promos, but Hannah Wong ended up getting 0.1 over. And we get a slightly better crowd response with a little bit more momentum. So 48% final score. Then we have 65 with Smiro and Arabella, as they are going to go at it in next event. So video package of Samiro, Star Power added to it, and then added to the second part, so they all gained 0.1, and then Arabella gained 0.2, 65% final score. Then we have a negative half-star match. I guess with stealing of the show and stuff like that, the no disqualification. Overall wrestling ability just wasn't there to steal the show. It felt like they were aiming for something great but never quite got there. The vocal crowd loved it though. That's the main thing. Austin James helped with both of it, and then the crowd started to grow bored as the match went by. I tried to make it 15 minutes. That was like the max. 45 half star, 41% match quality, and 43% final score. Then we have Celia and Eloise, 0.1 each. She makes her entrance, and then she cuts a promo on her. So that was a 10-minute spiel for 67% final score. And then a negative 5-star match with Jonathan losing the title now. I didn't feel like anyone had the psychology, and I didn't add Austin to it. So that's probably what happened. Jonathan lost both titles, which is upsetting. But he has his tag team partner. I should have put him in the ringside, and the crowd was growing bored. It's 41%, 0% match quality, and 21% final score. We got 40. We gained 0.2. Would have been a 45, so we wouldn't have grown much. We'll end the show, see how much people came to the show. Summary. It's whatever promise I promised Dylan. That grew, and we had 77 tickets, so we had 1,200 people come to the show. All right, so 34. Just going to sim to the next one. We got an email. Except you will get it regardless. To be honest, because you're probably going to get another title defense. Right here for the tag team champs. Whether it be the next month or the month after, which I'm not going to give it to them right away. Has developed Eagle. He needs to take it down and needs to take down a notch. You should give me a win over before. Okay. I can do that. Probably have a singles match. I'm going to reject that for right now. We're just getting a lot of emails. Reject. I don't know why these people think they can just... I don't know the algorithm of what's happening. Sure. Oh, before January. So basically, December's the last day to do it. Yeah, we can add that with the storyline. Add them with Celia Jackson. Yeah, Celia and Luis. Even though Celia and Arabella are faces. So we'll see what happens. We will have to see. Yeah, we'll let it happen. What is up with people in emails? Push request. I'll accept it for right now. Sure. Okay, so Lewis. Honestly, I'm just gonna book this stuff. I mean, overall, the CPU hasn't really. I wish they could put the promises out here too. We're gonna have Anthony, Max, 10 minutes. No title on the line. Gonna add match. Add that match. So, Lewis calling against Christian Gaines. That's perfect. Because they're not really in a storyline right now. See Wilson a push. How can I change the push? Oh, it's right there. Go to mid card. Okay. He does kind of deserve it, to be honest. Face and face. I know what I can do then. Add match. Put the title on the line. Him there. But then Christian, where are ya? It's main eventer. Just gonna change you a heel. That's all we're gonna do is change your heel. The gimmick will stay the same. And then I'll add an angle. Entrance. Add. Add a promo. And then so that will happen towards the beginning. Is there? That was it for that, but then Iker against Jonathan. We'll just add that in. Not a angle. Add a match. And add Edward Russell. What is he right now? An underdog? We're gonna add an angle. To add afterwards. So they just had Cecilia did a promo on her, so we're gonna do a entrance on Luis and her cutting a promo. That's but then Celia interrupts, and they do a stare down. 2 minutes. I'll be towards the middle of the show. Part of that. Then it's Leslie and Hannah. And they just did a promo and stuff. So we're going to put them in a match. We're going to put we'll do that. Five more minutes. So I filled that. Face. There's no more other females to be used. Oh, there is Tegan and Emmy. Tegan and Emmy. Austin James. There. So start with Anthony Eicher. And it's just face against face. So, yeah. All right. So we have Austin James helping out here, giving the heavy lifting, 21% crowd reaction, 2.5 star for 69% match quality, and 45% final score for the start. Max Grassi wins. Okay. Jonathan Robinson is injured. The referee has informed that informed you that Jonathan Robinson was injured 7 minutes into the match. The severity of the injury is unknown right now. What do you want me to do? Continue. Seeing the match as planned despite the injury. This may make the injury worse, and the worker's performance will take a hit. Cut to the finish, end the match immediately. Smaller risk to worsen the injury. Call off the match entirely via referee stoppage. This will greatly reduce the risk of further injury. Will likely deflate the crowd. We're going to cut to Jonathan was injured during the match. Do not change. Alright. So, Jonathan was with an injury. So then, that is the first thing I've seen with that. So that is something new that I've dealt with, which is very fun. Iker's performance was much better than usual. Star power added to it. Austin did it, and the vocal crowd were in love with it. So we'll have to see how bad the injury is. Crowd reaction 47%. We got a 3-star match, 73% quality, and 60% final score. 0.1 of Mr. Robinson. Then we have a segment with Basile, Dylan, Edward, and Jonathan. With them talking about the hardcore duel of getting that rematch. But now we know now, we would just have to spin things around of giving them a different tag team, as Edward Russell cannot do it alone. So they all gain 0.1, ends with a 57% score. Then we have an angle of that match being confirmed, but since with Jonathan injury, we don't know how that's going to be. And that's a 38% final score. Tegan and Emmy Yee. Tegan gained 0.1. She wins the match. Was much worse than usual. The crowd were in love with it. She was a little out of breath for a 10-minute match. Austin did the heavy lifting. Crowd reaction 50%, 54% with the 1-star match, and 52% match like overall. Then we got the Samira, the newly acquired, against Arabella Baxter. And they have terrible chemistry as opponents. Good to know. But the crowd were in love with it. Saramia won the match. They were both a little out of breath, but got a better reaction than you'd expect. She's riding a wave of momentum right now. So we will probably send Arabella to maybe like Tegan and see what will happen there. But the star power of that Samira, 50% half star, 49% match quality, and 50% final score. Louise would have gotten a slightly better reaction if she had a little bit more momentum. They both gained 0.1. Louise cuts a promo, and this is Celia comes out and stares her down, essentially. 67% final score. Then we have a 3-star match with Hannah Wong and Leslie O'Brien. Leslie wins. Hannah loses. She loses 0.1. Leslie gains 0.1. 36% crowd reaction. 3-star match. 76% quality and 56 final score. Then we have Christian, who just won the title, loses the title too many presence of Christian added to it. Given this was a huge show, the workers really pushed. And there's nothing said about the crowd, but I think they liked it. 25% crowd reaction, 3-star match, 73%, and 49%. Turn heel was successful, so Christian is now heel. And we will end the show. And we did the 40%, so it would have been a 60 due to our production stuff. So we will end the show. And we're at 2.6 now. We have 5. Okay, so I think he had a title, and then also working with Christian. Promise Iker was working with Jonathan, even though he got injured. We had 100, so that is our first time getting full 100 people in. We have to get it 2 more times in order for we move on to the next building. Either two more times, or I'd do it 5, so I'd need 4 more. That way we get that solid 1,500 that many more times. This came down with an injury and will have to miss some time. My roster. So quadriceps injury, and he'll be out until December 17th, which is the day of our it literally comes back the day that we have our event. So hopefully nothing has been severed. So Basile's contract expires. Give her a title opportunity. That honestly works out well. Edward Russell is singles win. Okay. That works. Longer match. 15-minute match. Sure, you can do Lewis and Bryce. That's a first. So hopefully you're enjoying this episode. I know this is kind of supposed to be a lot quicker with to 100. Okay, that's fine. They're supposed to be quicker. CPU books it and everything else, but I just felt like the way that the CPU is booking it, it makes no sense. So I decided to take over. Okay, so he is back. Okay. So So we're going to add Angle. Entrance. We're going to do a 10-minute video about them. Add match. Lucilia for the title. And then we'll add Luis. Point is to make Celia look good with Luis being there. I'm just going to keep it at that. Make it a 10-minute match. Or I'll add that. So Jonathan he wants title opportunity. Edward wants a singles win over Basile. Bryce Boyer wants a 15-minute match. And is a tag team champion. Do I want to resign him? See. Oh. That's fine. -6 is fine. I didn't think that would be a negative to it, but I will allow that for right now. Even though we were trying to eliminate it all overall together, but with wrestling skill of 21, 92 star power, entertainment of 70, like literally being a powerhouse, to say the least. I'm gonna add a promo of this individual for 5 minutes. I think Celia will be that. So we will add Lewis and Jonathan, even though it makes no sense. We will have Edward Russell We'd have Christian against Bryce. We'll put the title on the line. There. And then Christian, Bryce. So there's that. That can start the show, or there. Anthony and Max have been doing pretty well starting the show. Angle and moving that. Those two. Or wait. No. We have to do this. Pre-show will be that's gotta count. So then I'll be like, whoa, what is there gonna do when their actual match is happening? So we'll do that. Christian, Bryce want that. Leslie is gaining the star power she needs slowly. Says 16.4. Her entertainment skill has gone up. Wrestling skill has gone up. Intimidation has stayed the same. What about star power has gone down? Okay. show. Okay. What should I add? Star power, wrestling skill. Okay. We will add match. Austin. Cage, casket, cell, elimination, first blood. There. All right. Okay, I'll be fine. This will change all the time, so this angle between them two, or going to edit that, and it will be do that instead. Or yeah, then everyone is used. I'm gonna start the show. So Edward Russell wins pre-show 10-minute match, given such that made an impression on the audience. Vulgar crowd were in love with it. 33, 3-star match, 53% final score with that. There's no notes on the segment. 19% for Leslie O'Brien cutting a promo for the pre-show. Then we got Max and Iker going at it. Austin James really helped Max, did the heavy lifting. Max was a little out of breath. Iker won, given such impression on the audience. 28% crowd reaction, 78% 3.5-star match, 48% final score. Athena Wilson will get a slighter better crowd reaction with a little bit more momentum. They both gained point 1. Cut a promo on Max Grassi afterwards for losing. And we got 15 minutes of Bryce Boyer winning the match against the former champion Christian Gaines. Austin James really helped them both, and they pushed very hard to make an impression on the audience. Bryce gained point 1, 20% crowd reaction, 2-star match, 66 match quality, and 47% final score. Then we got Imi versus Hannah Wong. Imi wins. I've been trying to get Hannah Wong to win. And fortunately, she hasn't turned that corner yet. Given this was such a huge show, it made the impression on the audience. Full crowd were in love with the segment. The reaction made it better. 44% crowd reaction, 3-star match with 77 match quality and 59% final score. Then we have a 96 with a video of the Samira from last month of beating Arabella Baxter, and she wanted a title match towards the end of the year, so she is in the main event with Celia Jackson later on in the show. 96%, so she gained 0.2 North America popularity. We have freshly coming back Jonathan Robinson after the injury, and Edward Russell winning the tag team championships back. Jonathan helped, Edward Russell helped. Dylan and Basile have pretty bad chemistry as a team, which hurt the match slightly. So Edward and Jonathan gained 0.1 from it. 2-star match, 41% crowd reaction, 54% final score. Then we have a talking of Lewis calling, winning the title, basically celebrating. I didn't want to put a promo out because I thought it would not necessarily hurt his score, but not really do much because he's not really saying it to somebody. So he gained 0.1 in popularity. 35 final score. Then we have Celia Jackson and Arabella Baxter going at it with Eloise in the background. She retains it. Help. The vocal crowd were in love with this segment, and Cecilia was made to look like a threat in this match. It really helped her popularity overall. 39% crowd reaction, 3-star, 75% match, and 57% final score. So we did end up with the 40, got the .2. Excuse me. We did get 40% throughout the whole entire year. So we have met the max of what our show can do, which is good. All right. We have 100 tickets sold. So towards the end of this year, we don't need the fancy big top popularity stars. It's just how you assign your show is what people are going to come back to with how you assign it, whether it be Anthony and Max at the beginning of the show, even though they're mid-card stars and stuff like that, and overall in general, and how you progress throughout the time, or if it's just overall, no matter what it will be, it's just eventually along the way, people are going to come in. Arabella successfully promised with Jonathan, Bryce Boyer getting that 15-minute match, and Edward Russell. So now the thing is, it's the end of the year. Basile's contract expires on the 31st. I think he's the only person that I signed for a year. This guy has been a one-time heavyweight champion, a two-time tag team champion, pretty bad chemistry with Jonathan as an opponent, and chemistry as a team. So I feel like, respectfully, of what he's done with the company within short time, it is rightfully so to move on from Basile Bengtsson. He is a decent in star power. So we've increased it from 42 to 46. He's got entertainment. He's increasing his wrestling ability. He went from a 34 to a 40. So he's increased in some aspects, and started from a 44 to a 48.3. So he has got some good qualities of, and safety has gone up too. So he has some good qualities with him. Gaining some popularity, and now getting some popularity in North America. But we will move on from this guy. He has 3 years of experience. He is 22, but it's just overall the chemistry is not working. I mean, and these are the top stars that I want him to be with, and he has bad chemistry. I mean, the only thing would be is possibly having a match with Lewis, and I could try that and re-sign him for a year and kind of match with everyone else, because everyone else is 2 years. And then after that, based off of their status overall, why don't we negotiate a contract? Not indefinite, but 2-year contract. Worker wage, he wants $120. I think he was, what is he right now? So they do increase. So it's like, hey, why don't you just do the 5 or 10 years and then you stay that price the whole entire time? But you also want to be realistic that not everyone's going to get like a 10-year deal. Oh, so he's still the same. He's 120 uh, per appearance, so he stays the same. Sometimes they move up in money, like 20 to $40. So we will give him another 2 years. Travel expenses will be um, covered. Um, yeah, so I ain't gonna do wage matching, especially at this early in the game. Not gonna do it. So we will make the offer for 2 more years. And see, and he accepts. So we have him locked in. We were promised him a push. What is he right now? So he is lower mid card. Change push. I'll push him to mid card. He's made that change to almost 50, and he's been bumping up quite a bit. So we did give him 2 more years. Let's see. So we succeed in that. So we're at. So we gain 0.3. All right. So 2.3 or 2.9. So we gain 0.3. So we have that. All right. So we're at 2.9 right now, so we're close to 3. Finances. We will sim to the 1st of 2022. So I apologize, this is a lengthy video. Push request. Accept. You have been working hard, so we just need 6 days. Kind of look at what our finances are. Okay. So we are the first in the year, and everyone expires at the end of the year. So it kind of loads in eventually. So we get finances. So we went from 2021 of January to negative 88 with that $50,000 Andre Freeman and his sister Jada. Well, Jada was reasonable. She was in the 400s, but overall, we had him for up until June, so we had him for half a year, and then we decided to turn around, help the backstage morale, got rid of everyone who had negative presence, even though they could have been good superstars. But now we only have one person, Samira, which is fine. It's the first person that we've found that has had that for a while. Then we slowly implemented at that 7 month mark to give basic catering, and then the month after do travel expenses. And then in October, so this past month or this past quarter, we did medical expenses. So, and these are lightly subsidized in every single person. So, I mean, if we removed it, um, we would be in more backstage morale downwards. Because right now, that is what's kind of saving us at this 88. Um, with Samira being the only person that has the negative. Otherwise, everyone else, like Arabella, has 10. Basile has 8. So that's a good thing we kept him. Maxie has 8. And Tegan has 5. And then Samira has 6. So I'm not trying to expand so quickly now. Just adding a person here and there when needed. And so obviously, when we have to replace, we're going to have to remove some people. But I want to keep that backstage morale pristine as best as we can. And 88 is a very good number for us right now. And it seems like it's paying off. And now we're getting the 1,500 per month. So we're covering the expenses of marketing, our venue, which is 500, and then probably paying the catering. So in it there's 1,000 and then 500 towards production. So yes, we're in the negative 35,000, but to put in realistic of us having 15,000, or not 15,000, 1,500, it's basically paying for the venue, marketing, catering, and 500 towards medical expenses or production, because there's 500 left. So we just need it for one more time, and then we'll move on to the next building, which, if I were to change venues, it's 2,000 for 500 people to be in a sports hall. So being 400 for 100 people, then we could do a sports hall, and the highest is a local stadium, which is 50,000 people. And a large sports hall of 2,500 people for 14,400. So the prices vary. But we could go to different places, but we want to be good with North America and then branch out. So, especially we don't have a TV deal or anything right now. We got 17 wrestlers, 9 faces, 8 heels, 1 referee, and 3 backstage staff, and that is all we need. We have an owner, we have a booker, and we have an agent, even though they're all basically kind of based off of that, but that's kind of how it is. And then we have 4 storylines, active storylines. So we got Anthony and Max, Hannah and Leslie, Celia and Eloise, and Basile, Dylan, Edward, and Jonathan. I think I may just take this one off because Basile is a terrible, not necessarily meaning that this person is terrible, but within the chemistry traits is that Basile is pretty bad with chemistry wise with Dylan, and also Jonathan as an opponent and as teammates. So we're going to end this storyline, confirm it, and call her done. And these we're going to keep. So we have, 43 of this. And then we have 52, which is kind of the average of these, of Hannah and Leslie going on. And then Cecilia and Eloise has been, it started off as 67, 67, then 57. So it's been up and out. And I know with some of this is you have to reach. Storylines are a way to organize stuff, help build popularity in a worker. If a storyline has good heat and enough segments devoted to it, the workers involved will see a boost in popularity when it ends. Okay. But I know with like, if it's like 80 rating, then it kind of helps out and boosts and everything else. So overall, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Sorry for making it super long, but we've kind of did the last quarter of 2021 and kind of a year-end review and re-signing Basile, even though he has kind of really no good chemistry anywhere. If he ends up having bad chemistry, say with Louise, that I may put him in with this show, then it may be time for him to go, because he has no chemistry here, and I wouldn't want to keep a superstar that has no chemistry to flow smoothly with to create best matches for the product. So hopefully you have a good rest of your day, night, wherever you are, and have a good one.